I'm Peter Bailey, and I invite you to share in NiteCap with me once again, as it's been years since you've last seen my interviews, which inspired the current podcast revolution and redefined the art of conversation. A journey that began after a career writing for Time, Newsweek, the Miami Herald, and a hip-hop legend's memoir.
Peter, he never makes the urban community look like it's terrible. He always tells a story about how far we've come.
But was halted after Hurricanes Irma and Maria led me to share my Virgin Islands community story.
I met with the president of the Virgin Islands.
In the wake of that unprecedented tragedy.
Peter, you know, ain't too many people get me to do this, man.
I know.
So I want you to know I definitely respect you. You know what I'm saying? Respect the work that you put in and what you've been able to accomplish and get done.
But now I'm back to pick up where I left off, to engage with your favorite stars and newsmakers.
When something happens, people like to distance
That's
themselves.
the thing. Everybody in life nobody escapes through life being mistake-free.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Some people have a magnifying glass on them more than others.
Bailey, what's up, man? Dude, you like a legend, dude.
On the issues that matter most, in search of truth and the clarity derived.
Just real people, real convo.
And as well, I didn't see them as a drug dealer. I looked at them as success. My mom, my parents, them, boy, go get a job, work there 30 years, retire, and live off your pension. And die. Go to work, drive to work, come back home, sit in the house, can't go to a Dolphin football game, can't go to a Miami Heat game, can't do nothing. You just got enough money to pay your bills and sit on that plastic couch and sweat and watch TV. Come on, man, there's more to life than that. And them brothers allowed me to see it from a whole different perspective. I became to be a businessman because of them. I seen their entrepreneurial spirit and what.
Ted Lucas, man.
Talk to me.
Ted, when I think of you, I think of this silent power broker connector in the industry. Take us back to when you started childhood in Miami. Raised by your grandmother, right?
Yeah, raised by grandma and my mom, both of them. Peter, you know, ain't too many people get me to do this, man.
I know.
So I want you to know I definitely respect you. You know what I'm saying? Respect the work that you put in and what you've been able to accomplish and get done. So.
And you have been a NiteCap supporter from the inception of this thing.
That's right.
You are the first, like I said, power broker in the industry to say, man, Pete, we trying to take this thing.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit to you, bro, that kind of planted a seed.
Yeah.
Because Ted, when people think Ted Lucas is calling, that means you're bubbling, you got it going on, you built something. Because you only deal with people who are about to take off.
That's right.
About to take off.
That's right. Definitely.
From a child, what planted that seed where you said, man, I wanna be more than what Miami has to offer. This neighborhood, this area, Miami Gardens. I want to take it further than this.
Definitely. First was football, man. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, by me being able to throw a football, catch a football, and play football, it took me places outside of my community. And I realized, like, this ball can really take me places and show me things. You know what I'm saying? I was born and raised in the Bahamas. It's part of Carol City, which is called Miami Gardens now. I was playing football and at the park and got a scholarship to go to Chaminade Madonna. That was a private school.
She was a football player, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I was definitely got a scholarship to play football. I would play football every day. I tell everybody, I was one of the first kids that in the 9th grade played in a varsity football game on a Friday night, but played in the Optimus game Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
And I was able to play in a Dade versus Broward All-Star game, and Chaminade was there scouting, and they seen me, and they gave me a scholarship to go to a private school, man. Wow. I didn't know what it was capable. I didn't know what it did, but they told me, we're going to help you go to college. So I realized that my talent of playing football would take me places and take me places more than my community was able to show me. So that opened up doors for me and allowed me to do it.
Why is football such? Football is like life in Florida.
It's the world, man. It's the world. That's the first thing as a kid you able to see and say, I can do that, and it allows me to take care of my family. As a kid, a young man growing up, you be able to say, man, boy, we struggling. But if I could just dominate this football field, I can buy mama a house. I can put food on the table. I can give us a better chance. So that's the first thing that it ain't education come first or nothing. That's the first thing as a kid. It start the light bulb come on and you say, all it takes is a couple people tell you, boy, you good. Once they tell you good and you stand out amongst your peers, now you know you got to keep able to take it to the next level.
Well, where's the danger in that, Ted? Because you said something. You said education even takes a backseat. Is that a good or bad thing when putting so much emphasis on just the physicality of who we are?
As you get older, you understand how important your education is, right?
Yeah.
But it takes time for it to click and everything, because people gonna always tell you, education gonna get you, go to college, do this, do that. We always hear that, right? And it's true, it does have a big impact, because you can't be a dummy. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely understand it, because you get older, you're gonna need that. Them ABCs and 1, 2, 3s really add up to be something in life as you get older. But the first chance of me being a millionaire was, well, all I gotta do is make sure nobody don't catch this football and make sure I catch this football. All I gotta do is make sure I throw a sparrow. Back then it was called a sparrow.
It's called a spiral.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I throw this bomb. Boy, and I'm gonna sack that quarterback.
What position you play?
I play free safety and quarterback.
You play a quarterback?
Quarterback.
So you always kind of running the show.
Oh, yeah. Free safety, I make sure nobody score the touchdown, I'm the last man. And at quarterback, I gotta see the whole defense and see what's going on. Yeah, definitely.
So, but you veered away from football, got into music.
You know, I took football as far as football was able to take me. I made it to college playing football, but I get to college and realize everybody don't make it to the NFL.
True.
As you're sitting in that college dorm and that classroom, and you realize there's a lot of people trying to make it to the NFL. Everybody not gonna make it. I ain't got it. You ain't got to take long for me to realize that you know it ain't the easiest thing to get in. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to college, I realized that it's more to life than just this football. And I had asked myself, what do I want to do in life? I knew I like music, but I ain't no producer. I ain't no rapper. I definitely can't sing, you know? So what do I want to do? How can I do? And how can I get myself into it? And I always give props to Luther Campbell, Two Live Crew, man. I seen a black man had his own record company. Like, a black man got his record company? So I can do that?
And he was seminal. He was foundation. He doesn't get enough credit.
Oh, yeah.
Miami built a foundation just with the trends it set. Is it because it's geographically away from everybody? I mean, Florida's a peninsula, so it's isolated. Is that why Miami has its own flavor, its own style? I mean, a chip on its shoulder, per se?
We at the bottom for real. This is the bottom of the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to go get it. It ain't nothing here that, you know, we just starting to get some new buildings downtown and new buildings with high rise and all that.
True.
All those things wasn't like you can walk across the street or go to Midtown or go somewhere in LA
Miami.
to go get a movie deal or a record deal. We ain't got all that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff wasn't, the access to that stuff wasn't in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? Some other cities like Atlanta have those things already in place. You know what I'm saying? We had to get it off the muscle, man, out the mud for real. Like we had to go get it. Nobody gonna give it to you. And if you want it, you gotta go take it. You know, I'm only child, no brothers, no sisters. So I always had to feel like whatever I'm gonna get in life, nobody gonna give it to me.
Well, speak about that muscle. Speak about taking it, Ted.
Yeah.
Because you was in the streets at one time.
Yes, I was.
That's how Trick's brother Hollywood
Correct. Rest in peace, Hollywood.
was a hustler.
Yeah.
And you and him were connected.
Correct.
How was that bond?
I give all my props to Hollywood. I don't think I ever would even really probably been in the music business. Him and his dad, Shots to Pop, they planted that seed in me, man. They had a record company called Suntown Records.
Suntown Records.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Records. Yeah.
I met Hollywood. My dad was the electrician putting the wire in the studio, and I met Hollywood at Suntown Records, man. That's how we established our relationship.
Wow.
Definitely, you know.
How was he back then? He was fly.
He was above everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely a leader in his own race of his own. He was Hollywood for real. Like,
wow.
Bro was just a leader, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the way everything about him, man. The way he walk, move, everything about him. You knew when he walked in the room, he had that star appeal about him, and he was able to move different than everybody else. It wasn't just some local homeboy. He was on a whole nother level.
Why back then in that era, everyone seemed to be touching the dope? Everyone seemed to be dabbling in that back then.
You ain't have no choice. It was everywhere around you. Drugs was easier than getting education, easier than getting a book, easier than getting a gun. Drugs was everywhere. It was just right in easy access. You know what I'm saying? You could be in elementary school and you might stump up on an ounce. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. By the time you get to junior high school, you already know about a quarter. Oh, what's a quarter? Oh, that's 9 ounces. So we learning this at 13 years old because it's you got easy access. One thing about Miami, you know, you're gonna have your mixtures of Cubans and Haitians and everybody. And I used to be in school looking for that Cuban link chain. I tell everybody, I seen the Cuban with the Cuban link chain. I knew somebody's family had some money. You know what I'm saying? So that Cuban link chain let me know that was like power in the Cuban community. That was like with the St. Lazaro piece. Oh, you might know somebody in your family that got that work, homeboy. I need to holler at you.
You know what's interesting though? Me and you have had the back and forth. Where larger society looks at the dope game like, man, these guys are villains. But I've grown over time to understand, man, in a desperate desert, I can't really tell someone how to drink water.
Exactly.
So dope back then was that savior, that uncompromising savior per se.
How could you be 12 years old and you can make more money than your mom make at the end of a week? I can make that in a day at 12 years old, 13, 14 years old. So it's hard to stay focused and do what you got to do. Definitely. Yes.
We have the
all right.
You didn't dine like this back then.
No. But I had to go check the menu, and I started on the price side.
See how much it cost.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
bro.
definitely had to check the menu and check the price first before we go. I was a buffet dude, you know, the one that got the $5 buffet.
Exactly. Yeah,
that was me.
Me too. What made you decide? Because Hollywood got killed.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Remember it like yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the call to go with him to Studio 183 that night, and I decided to stay home. I didn't want to go, so he ended up going with somebody else. I get the call in the middle of the night that Hollywood just got killed leaving Studio 183. That was that eye opener. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody talk about it, but when your right hand get killed, the dude that you see every day, all day, and you was with earlier that day, you know that it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you 2 things come out the streets is the penitentiary or death. You hear him, but why? That ain't gonna happen to me. That don't, you know, you don't respect that until it happened to you. Your right-hand man get knocked off.
He got shot like, I think 50 times, man.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
It's a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
So in that moment, you decided music is my thing. It wasn't music. It was you was promoting it.
We was club promoters at the time. We even did concerts at the Miami Arena. You know what I'm saying? We was definitely club promoters. And like I said, we learned that from Pop being a club promoter. You know, back then we used to have them big old posters, neon green and orange posters with Bobby Blue Blend and all that kind of stuff. So Studio 183 was a stomping ground that we constantly did concerts at Miami Nights in the Jazz Room. We did concerts there.
So enter Maurice Young, man. How did Trick come about in this era? Because he was Hollywood's brother.
Hollywood, a little crazy brother. He wasn't just, Trick was Trick then. Like it.
So you always been like that. This thing ain't a character.
I think he mellowed out as he got older. He definitely matured. It was better, man. He was the brother that he come around you like, man, get your little brother now. You know what I'm saying? Well, watch what he doing. He was that little brother. Like, we all, Hollywood knew too. You know what I'm saying? Man, watch my little brother. You know what I'm saying? He was that little brother at all times.
Interesting.
Like, what? Let me get something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, let me hold them keys. You leave your car running, boy, he'll jump in and hit it.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So when you went around him, you couldn't tell him no. You know what I'm saying? So you had to give him a bet. You had to let him drive your car. You had to let him do whatever. He was just that young, wild little brother that, you know what I'm saying? Like, very outspoken, go-getter.
And Trick told me in prison, he started to rap.
Yeah.
And all the cellmates on the block used to want to hear him rap.
Yeah.
But at the time, you didn't want to take a gamble on it because he was still a bit too wild.
Yeah, he wasn't a little bit too wild. He was definitely too wild. Trick went to prison probably in his 13, 14 years old. He got caught with like 4 keys of cocaine in the car. You know what I'm saying? That at that age, you know what I'm saying, the only thing saved him is that he was a minor. That he didn't get, you know, that fed time and go to jail for a long time. But he got caught with that, and during the time while he in prison, Hollywood lose his life. But I knew, having conversations over and over with Hollywood, what he really wanted to accomplish. He really wanted to support his brother and allow him to have a career to be an artist, to get a chance to express himself.
Yeah.
He always talked about how good my brother can rap, my brother can rap. And I hold my end of the bargain to do that for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that's what Hollywood really wanted to do, was to allow his brother to get a chance to, show his talent. And everybody know what he got the capabilities of doing. You listen to that based on a true story.
Yeah.
That's straight out of prison. Now, those are the records that he was beating on the wall late at night in prison. And everybody calling me, boy, Trick just shut the yard down on the yard, rapping out here on the yard, man. You got to really help him. I'm like, boy, that boy a knucklehead, man. I don't know what y'all, how you going to stop him? Yeah, he in here wilding too. He's still in here wilding, but man, that boy talented. So everybody putting that pressure on me, like I got to support him because they seen the talent in him. But we knew what came with it, so I had to come up with a strategy and a game plan. Trick is the only artist that you gotta hire a bodyguard to keep him from getting in trouble.
From troubling somebody.
Yeah, everybody needs bodyguard to make people don't bother the artist. He opposite. We had to hire security to make sure he didn't bother nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between him and everybody else.
Where did Trina come into play?
Trina was Hollywood.
The glamorous Trina.
Yeah. Trina was a star from day one, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many high school females would make dudes come from Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Homestead. They go to the west to see Trina and Pinky. You know what I'm saying?
Pinky. So guys used to go see her.
What, boy? You go 12 o'clock, the west go for lunch. You got to be out there, boy. Make sure your car clean. Hopefully she wink at you or something and say something good to you to make you feel good about yourself.
Wow.
But yeah, she was high school baddest thing. Now we call her the baddest bitch. Cause she was that bad, boy. You come from all over. You get out there and you know, boy, let me just buy you a sausage sandwich, Trina.
Whose idea was to make her rap? Whose idea was that?
It was Trick. I guess Trick his props first. I thought he was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But when he played the record for me, and he said it ain't about her rapping lyrically, it's about her expressing herself.
So Ted.
Yep.
When Khalees said she bring all the boys to the yard, it was Trina.
100%. 100%.
Wow.
She shut down the city, man. I gotta give her props. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't too many females that's in high school that the city talk about. You know what I'm saying? In high school, think about what I'm trying to say. She was the baddest from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when Trick
She was my first celebrity crush in college.
100%.
I don't know if y'all
I know people that name their kids
She was
and
my first celebrity
everything after Trina. I know I met a dude when he found out who I was. Man, I named my car Trina.
Wow.
I said, what?
Wow.
Yes, you know, she definitely was able to accomplish things that what a lot of these young female artists able to do today.
So you think she set the tone?
Oh yeah, she definitely for the South, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Who you feel was able to open the doors and accomplish what she's been able to accomplish, especially from the South perspective?
I think from just in general. I won't even limit it to the South.
But I'm saying, we ain't have no record company now. We ain't have no blueprint. We ain't have no female that she can chase or follow after or nothing. She opened that door. She laid the blueprint for what it is. So I'm always gonna love her to death, man. You know what I'm saying?
So let me play devil's advocate
Talk to me.
for the conservative folks. Some that would say, well, man, Trina brought this raunchiness to the female expression.
Yep.
Which is the thing now.
Yep.
And it's not my place to say because I'm a man.
Yep.
What do you think about that? People who tend to say that.
Do you know where she grew up at? She grew up in the heart of the Two Live Crew.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? She grew up in the heart of the Two Live Crew. But she's just gonna sit back and let Two Live Crew and them keep saying what they saying without her saying her own point of view from a female perspective.
Interesting. So that raunchiness was already embedded from the Two Live Crew.
If you've been hearing that, you know, you've been dancing and hearing that your whole life from a baby, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you know, power to a female. She got to say what she got to say, and she one that took that mic and grabbed it and said what she had to say.
They didn't think of that at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, a lot of people don't look at it that way. Yeah, she definitely did, but you know, she grew up.
The men were already on that lane.
Men was already talking about it. It was something in our DNA. We knew what that was. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, Me So Horny, one of my favorites, boy.
But why? Okay, but tell why Miami so wrong? Why Miami so wrong?
You understand? We outside right now. It's hot, ain't it?
It is hot.
You gonna look crazy walking down the street with them Timberlands on. You gonna look crazy walking out with that hot jacket on.
But Ted,
so your clothes gonna be very light. You know, most men we wore a golf shirt. You know what I'm saying?
True. Okay, Ted, let's take it there. Ted, I'm a preacher's son.
Yep.
Ted, you a man of God. You a Bible guy.
Exactly. I wasn't always as obedient as I am now. You know what I'm saying? I grew up. You know, I did things as a child that I don't do as a man no more.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? But that was a product of my environment. That's what I've seen, heard, and done on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't even think it's a sin for it's nature. It's human nature.
It's human nature, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just you don't know. As you grow and get older and wiser, you don't do the same things you did 30 years ago.
No,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
don't.
Some of the things you did 30 years ago, you look back and say, Peter, was you crazy?
If I had cameras then, oh Lord.
Exactly. There you go. Prime example. That's a prime example of what I'm talking about right there.
Enter Ross, man.
Man, you
Ross
skipped a
presented
lot.
something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
No. So enter Ross. You want to go to Ross? Man, there's so many people I got to take my hat off. You gonna get me in trouble about this one, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, let's back up. Because we don't want to skip.
No. Let me say that for Ross, right? I probably start with Red #1, who was MIL, and we got to sign Ross.
But
right?
let's be fair. At the time, Ross wasn't that guy.
No.
He was on the bench. He wasn't that guy.
He played his role. You know, he was a role player. He had to do what he had to do to get his foot in the door. And it took years to get that right record. It wasn't instant go, you know what I'm saying? Because Ross really can rap. You know, Ross really can flow. Ross wasn't
He's a
just...
lyricist, yeah.
He's a lyricist. He wasn't trying to just dumb it down to make people... But when he was able to do that, that's when the boss was discovered. You know what I'm saying?
But why were people so hesitant to push the gas? Is it because his floor was a little bit forward-thinking? A little bit more sophisticated than the raunchy, than the 2 Live style, than the JT Monies, than the tricks?
By Ross being from Miami, he had to let people know, New York, don't play with me, I can rap. Atlanta, don't play with me, I can rap. Texas, don't play with me, I can rap. You know what I'm saying? Miami, we was known for a party town, have a good time.
Miami
so
base.
he had to take a whole different lane. He didn't want to copy Trick, he didn't want to copy JT, he didn't want to copy Luke and 2 Live Crew. He had his own lane. So it took time for his lane to open up. When his lane opened up, he came through that thing like Earl Campbell and handled his business.
He did. I came to Miami in 05 when Hustling came about.
That's when you came in?
Yeah, 05. Right in the middle of all of that.
Wow.
Right in the middle when Miami had started to ferment. And he did something. See, I think he's a generational artist. And I don't think he gets the credit for being a generational artist.
No, I think he do. You understand, like, Ross has took Miami and put it on his back and made the world respect us. You know what I'm saying? Because every day he really hustling. He going around the world putting down his work on a daily basis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he opened that door where Flow Rider, Pitbull, Khaled can do what they got to do. Ross has really took that thing to a whole nother level. I give him props for it every day. Big boy ain't lazy. He gonna work his butt off. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hustle for real. Every damn hustler, he meant that. That was the best record to represent him. Because he on that on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many people, man. Every day hustling came out. I know this is something that really, when I knew it, we had 3 shows in one day. And we like, boy, how we gonna get it? How we gonna make it happen? That boy said, find that helicopter. 3 o'clock, he was in Atlanta. 3 hours later, he's in Mississippi. By that night, he had another show.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Most artists would have found reasons and why, and I can't do this, can't do that, it don't make sense. That boy say, book it, make it happen. That's when I knew right there, and that's separated.
But Ted, why do you think it took long to say let's put the wind behind the Ross? Do you think you had a stutter step when it came to Ross?
No, it was just timing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the timing just had to be right.
Gotcha.
When he first got signed to the Slide, it wasn't the right timing because everybody was on maybe a Lil Jon sound or whatever at that time.
Party hype.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't him.
And he's a sophisticated artist.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He had to make the grown man music come to the table. He took and made grown man music. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, a lot of people ain't had no beards before Rick Ross. A lot of people can lie and say what they want to, boy. They definitely ain't had no black beards. They probably had some raggedy beards, but they had no dog black beard, clean cut. Boy, he made the world embrace the Rick Ross beard, man.
Would you say, what did he do for you in Slip and Slide? Because we went from Trick to Trina.
Trick and Trina kicked the door in, and it put Miami on the map after Luke and 2 Live Crew and JT Money, right? Trick and Trina was able to kick the door in and let people know, you know, Miami here to stay, and we got something to say for real. Like, it's real. Like Andre 3000 said, right? But sometimes people think you get lucky.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes people think you get lucky.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? God had truly blessed me to be able to find some talented artists to do business with.
Because people, there is this mystique about Ted Lucas.
Yeah, they don't
Like this,
I like
quiet,
it though.
this quiet guy.
I love it.
Where he came from,
love
he's
it.
not out all the time. We
I
don't
love
hear
it.
about him, but his hand be around
Boy,
the
listen,
biggest of the biggest.
I grew up in the 80s. Stay out the pictures, boy. Don't take no pictures. Stay out the way. I grew up. Some real street dudes educated me on how to stay out here. Don't be in the pictures. Don't be flashy. Don't do that. And that was bedded in me, man. That ain't just my personality. I learned that to survive out here in these streets. Stay out the way.
Because I heard slip and slide came from slide and get the money. and
Yeah,
leave.
yeah. You know, don't slip and let us get in. And people, you know, I remember shout outs to Robbie, Allen, and Socks. A lot of people don't know that. But I got to give my props to Socks, man. Socks was my business partner. You heard him in a couple records, everything. He was one that helped me bounce ideas off and help me get things done. Shout out to Socks. I remember me, Socks, Robbie edited a concert with LeVert. And Reggie LeVert said to me, boy, y'all boys, y'all to slip in and slide back out. They don't even know who doing this concert.
Yeah.
So it stuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all sat in the room and say, what he just said, that was powerful, man. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, if I would have think about naming the record company Slip and Slide, it probably wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when he said that, it represented us. We knew. Like, you had to know us to know we was getting money. If you ain't know us, you know?
Because Ted, when I think of you, let's think of Jay Prince. He's out there all the time. I don't want to say Diddy, but let's think of Diddy. Let's think of Rockefeller. Let's think of these brands. Slip and Slide and you, that's your peers.
Yeah.
But they're in the limelight a lot. You're not.
I made it about the artist. I took a different approach. You know what I'm saying? I made this label about the artist, man. It wasn't about me. You know what I'm saying? My job was to go and negotiate and get my business partners the best deal possible. Not let them be an artist in a deal where they can't go and open up Maybach Music, where they can't go and continue to build their brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the deal different. I handled my business different. I wanted to make sure that my artists had a chance to grow and they wasn't just one-hit wonders.
You made millionaires, man.
Thank you. I
You made
appreciate
black
it. To God
millionaires.
be the glory, man. It's a blessing because I still do that every day. I still wake up every day to make millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Because surrounding yourself around millionaires, y'all have some great conversations and some great opportunities come to the table, and you're able to continue to grow and don't die.
And speak on that. I think so much of us in our culture, we get lost in the sauce of when one of us makes it, oh, he must be an Illuminati. He must be selling his soul. Why do we have in our community this almost hatred towards success almost? Or those of us who do attain it?
Jealousy and envy, man. That always been in the hood. I don't want to see you get out. Get out and try to come back and flaunt on them and stun on them. You want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always been there. Like, it's just a part of it that some people gonna be happy for you, but some people gonna be jealous. They ain't gonna say it. They gonna be smiling, kiki, ha-ha in your face, but they really not happy for your success. You know what I'm saying?
Because we were talking about that. We're in the era of content production.
Correct.
Podcasting.
Yes.
Which NiteCap was a pioneer of.
Yes, that's right.
I fear that a lot of the dialogue, though, how do I say this? Not necessarily gossip, but why is it I'm seeing too many black men on the internet going back and forth with each other? Why?
You got to check their upgrowing, like they, you know who raised them boys. You know what I'm saying? Because where I come from,
men don't gossip.
we
on
don't
the
do that.
internet.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But it became to be cool. You know what I'm saying? It became to be okay. It became to be normal. And then men started coming down to other men's level instead of standing on principles of what they're supposed to stand on and what life is all about. Like, man should be caught on the internet rapping about another man doing all that. No, you shouldn't be doing that. But, you know, monkey see, monkey do. They see one dude that they probably looked up to do it, and he's like, oh, so such do it. It's okay for me to do it. And now you find yourself doing that foolishness as well. And that ain't you. That ain't how you get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just raised different, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's like black trauma is being monetized.
Yeah. Definitely. You know, I tell people all the time, I just say this about music, right? When you make music, you gotta dumb it down. You gotta dumb it down to catch people's attention, to make them even hear the lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
All they know is the beat, or they know the catchy part of the hook.
Yeah.
So now we're in the era where the podcast, you see how many snippets they put out?
Yeah.
They just want a catchy part. And it can be something so stupid, ignorant, whatever it may be, but they need a catchy part to make you want to watch it. And that's what we caught at. It's sad.
I fear that's where we're caught at.
Yeah.
We're not getting the message beyond that moment.
Because the new generation attention span is not the same attention span where me and you come from.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, boy, you had to wait to go home to get on that phone.
Yeah.
Or you would stop at a payphone, pull that quarter out and use it.
Yeah.
They got easy access to everything, and it's coming like this, Peter.
Yeah.
Back to back, back to back, back to back. It's coming so fast.
Yeah.
You know how you had to go get a encyclopedia to learn something, boy?
We had to
You had to
go
go get
in the
a
library,
library?
sit down, and write the research paper.
So before you even got to the library, you had wrote down a whole bunch of stuff because you knew once I check in the library, I only got so much time. I got to gather this information in this short period of time and make sure I have my stuff together. So you was prepared before you even went to the library.
True.
Nowadays, it's coming too fast, man. You know? And if you don't control your environment and control how you use this stuff to your advantage, you get caught up.
Let's transition now. We talking about the roots of the streets in Miami. This seminal project that's coming up, you're actually working with Ross, first time in a long time. Project I'm working on, based on the black cocaine cowboys.
Yeah.
I remember when you approached me once again, Ted. I've always had this, I'm always on the fence. Ted, are we pushing the glorification of dope dealing? And you were like, but Peter, it's a story, and you gotta understand this perspective.
Correct.
Why are we telling that story? Of the convertible birds who we hear Rick Ross talk about, the Bodillies we hear Rick Ross talk about, Trick Daddy talk. Why are we telling that story? Because I remember something very profound you told me. You said, Peter, that was the first millionaires I saw.
That's right. Gotta know your culture, man. You gotta know where you came from, how this whole thing was built, you know? And I think it's important that we give Convertible Burt a chance to tell his story. It's important that Bo Diddley get a chance to tell his story. I got a chance to see it, but the new generation don't even know what those businessmen even look like or their story. I tell everybody, I learned my business sense from the streets. This ain't no Harvard degree. This was looking at Convertible Burt, looking at Bo Diddley, looking at Big Ike, looking at so many successful businessmen. You know?
Boss man.
Yeah, like I didn't see them boss man as well. I didn't see them as a drug dealer. I looked at them as successful. My mom, my parents, them, boy, go get a job, work there 30 years, retire, and live off your pension. And die. Go to work, drive to work, come back home, sit in the house, can't go to a Dolphin football game, can't go to a Miami Heat game, can't do nothing. You just got enough money to pay your bills and sit on that plastic couch and sweat and watch TV. Yeah. Come on, man. There's more to life than that. And them brothers allowed me to see it from a whole different perspective. I became to be a businessman because of them. I seen their entrepreneurial spirit and what they was able to do, and allowed me to ask questions, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I grew up, they wasn't here. They was away in the feds. You know what I'm saying? So it allowed me, anytime I got around a businessman, boy, y'all can be talking foolishness. Hey, how did you open that business? How did you do this? How did you do that? How did this happen? Oh, and that happened. What did you do with that? This thing gonna turn into an interview when I get to talking to you, because I look at it from a whole different perspective. I need to dig in your head and see how do you get that private jet, man.
In other words, you want the knowledge of success.
I need it,
man. I think
a
lot of our people, we haven't been taught the knowledge of success. We know the knowledge of failure.
Correct.
It's like a blueprint.
Correct.
What there's a whole large world that says, man, them guys are villains, man. They turned a whole legion of people into crack babies. But the Kennedys, Joe, he was a bootlegger, illegal liquor, selling liquor.
Yep.
And now they're the first family. They're royal. But why is it when black street hustlers hustle, ours is turned into
All right, listen.
doodle.
We on Cocaine Cowboy number 29 by now. There's so many versions of the Cocaine Cowboys that don't came out. But nobody would say when the Cocaine Cowboys run those drugs to Miami, that drugs didn't just sit here. Them drugs had to get around the world. That is a businessman to be able to take drugs from Miami and put up shop all around the United States and do that. How did you do that, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you
Take brilliance to do it.
Come on, man, that ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? But all we hear about Cocaine Cowboys came to Miami and did this. I think the last episode I seen, they rode through the Grove and talked about how they had relationships with some brothers. You know what I'm saying? But I think that story need to be told because it's a part that never been told.
But my issue, Ted, is why did we get stuck? The Colombians did it,
Yep.
but they flipped it and now they moved
Correct.
on and they open legitimate businesses.
Correct.
Liberty City, it killed us almost. We didn't advance the ball with it.
It did. I'm gonna tell you how.
Well, you did.
There you go. You
Actually,
got it. You got it. You
You
got
and
it.
Ross did.
Exactly.
So be
E-Class
fair,
did
I just
it.
thought that.
Rick
E-Class
Ross
did
did
it.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Trick did it.
Trick did it. We didn't stay
True.
and did the same thing they did.
True.
We learned from them, and we was able to go and get into a business
Create
by
a whole
taking
economy.
a whole nother
New
economy
economy.
from their business stake and what they was able to do in business. It allowed us.
True.
Well, don't make that mistake. Don't do this. Don't
True.
do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you seen their failures and the things how they make mistakes, get in trouble. It allowed us to put our business hat on and look at it from a whole different
And
perspective.
finally, Ted, you're taking it even further.
Yes.
With tech knowledge.
Correct.
Where you're investing in minorities and people of color to get in the tech space.
100%. Listen, man. They're not gonna give it to us.
True. And
When I
Miami
say-
is becoming Silicon Valley.
Listen, you have to continue to grow as a man every day. You got to get up and learn something that you didn't know yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was able to realize, like, listen, I did music in my 20s. I ain't 20 no more.
True.
What do I like to do? What's going to impact my community the most?
You like
What's
to
going to
see
affect?
people
Listen,
attain
man.
their dreams. That's one thing I know about
Listen,
you.
listen to this right here. I wake up every day to make millionaires.
I see that.
I wake up every day to make millionaires because we can get money together. I don't wake up just to make myself some money. The more millionaires sit around me, there's a chance that we all can become billionaires. Because those millionaire ideas turn into billionaire ideas. I wake up every day to do that. I made millionaires in music. Now it's time to make millionaires in business.
Business. And the tech space, I
Tech
think,
space
is the
is
most
definitely where
viable.
listen, that tech space ain't nothing but the same thing as discovering an artist, man. You gotta look at the artist was able to go make great music that the world wanted to hear, right? Now I'm meeting with a founder
To make
that
a new
have a
app.
product
Yeah.
that has a chance to impact the world. It's no different, man.
Wow.
I'm taking the same knowledge I learned from the music business and applying that now to tech. Sit down with a founder, take his vision, same vision that he got with the album,
Yeah.
and how do we bring that vision to light?
And
How do
blow
we
it up.
how we blow it up? It's the same thing. It's no different, man.
Finally, Ted, what do you think is the greatest enemy to success? And then what is the greatest helper, supporter of success?
The greatest enemy to success is overthinking, procrastination. You heard what I just said? Overthinking and procrastination. That's the greatest enemy to success. Forget all that. Just do it. You hear me? Put your faith in God. That's all I got. I ain't had no brothers, no sisters, nothing but my faith in God. And I had to step out on faith and go get it every day. When you start overthinking, boy, you ain't doing nothing but letting the enemy trick you out of your dreams. And so many people went to their graves with that, man. So many people went to their grave with, I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Come on, man.
Just do it.
You know how many smart brothers it is that got great ideas that's in the
know.
penitentiary?
Many.
You know how many smart brothers and sisters that's in the graveyard that didn't get a chance to get that out their body?
Like you said, died with greatness up in them.
That's it. Died with greatness up in them. And never got a chance to let it out. Boy, come holler at me. I've been able to discover that talent in a young female from Liberty City named Trina and showed her that she was a great, incredible female artist.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to get her to sign that contract?
How long?
Months.
Wow.
She was running from signing that
She
contract.
was scared of herself, her own
Scared
potential.
of her own potential. But when she did it, and she put that record out, You Don't Know Nan, and they gave her the $10,000 to come sing that 15-minute verse that she got, 15-second verse. Let me fix that. I'm gonna give you $10,000 just to say that part you said on Trick album. $10,000 just to say that part.
How old was Trina then?
She was early 20s probably.
Wow.
Let me just hear you. I'm gonna give you $10,000 just to say your part on Trick record. You ain't got an album out yet.
Wow.
$10,000.
Wow.
Gonna do your part.
That was the first song I danced to in college at a college party.
That's the first one?
Man, first one.
That's right.
1998.
Appreciate it.
First
Appreciate
one.
it. Appreciate you helping us break that record. I guess that dance move made everybody else want to dance as well.
First song I danced to.
That's right.
Ted, when it's all said and done, you know, because we all leaving. We all leaving.
Yeah.
People think I think the only key to live forever is what you leave out there.
That's
the
right.
energy you leave here.
That's right.
What do you want to leave? What do you want people to think when they close their eyes and they think of Ted Lucas?
It ain't gonna be a church in the world that's gonna be able to hold the people that come to my funeral. I want to make that big of an impact on people's lives that everybody can't get into. We might have to have that thing outside like a concert. That's what I wake up every day to do, to make that kind of impact, affect people's lives that much, and create that many millionaires that you can't get in the church. So we're gonna take this thing outside and do it like a concert. Because every day I get up, God knows I'm working to make an impact in people's lives and make a difference. And that ain't just talk, man. I mean that.
I know you mean it. Ted, it's always a pleasure, man. The innovator, the connector, and the quiet legend, man. The unassuming legend that stays, my brother. Thank you for the night.
To God be the glory,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just real people, real convo.